believe we are. Let me check it. All right, cool. We live. We live. What's going on, y'all? So
Hey,
basically,
What's
what
up?
we're about
What's
to
up?
do is we just gonna have a heart-to-heart conversation. This is some of my business partners all around the world. Some of them I've never actually met, even in person. We actually all met online. So I actually want to just go left to right from how I see or how the people see you on in the group. And let's start with I'm Javon. For those that don't know, professional track athlete for Team USA, currently getting ready for the 2021 Olympics. Originally from South Florida, currently in Virginia. Next on my screen, I see Jasmina. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Jasmina from California, just moved to Georgia. I haven't met these beautiful people either, but we're like family. I'm an entrepreneur now in graphic designing, all things digital. And now I trade.
Cool, cool. And then next I see Nora. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nora, Dr. Nora Suundria Bamukong. I am a pharmacist, and I met Javon at Hampton University. Shout out to the Hampton University. And yeah, I've been trading for a little.
Hold on, you muted.
Yeah.
You said you've been trading.
hey.
Hi, once again, Nora Abamukong. Yeah, I've been trading for about a month and a half now, and I'm pretty excited. Yeah.
And then next I see Terry down at the bottom.
Hey, it's Terry Renee from Brooklyn, New York. Just teamed up with these beautiful people recently, and it's nothing but blessings coming my way so far. So definitely actually was in fashion styling, just an entrepreneur ready to get that bag. What's next?
Cool, cool. And then last but not least, Aaron.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Aaron. I'm a veteran security guard, truck driver, do it all. But right now, I'm trading, so I ain't got to do none of that.
Exactly.
So let's actually start this conversation off so the people know where everybody's coming from. Again, same order. How long have you guys actually been with the Retired and 365 Kingdom Cash family?
You're first?
You were first.
Oh, okay. Since April 30th of this year.
Okay. And Nora?
May 1st of this year.
And
I believe I was with the team by April, the end of April it was.
Okay. How about you, Aaron?
I think I joined the first week of June.
Cool.
First week of June, this month.
All right. So basically what we want to talk about today is really having like a free-flowing conversation. So those that are watching this live right now, if y'all have questions, feel free to drop them below. I'll definitely pass those questions along to everybody we got here today. But we really just want to have, a heart-to-heart conversation, about trading, about how this fits into your lifestyle. I see we got doctors, we got entrepreneurs, we got security, we got people in all different industries, right? And I think when most people get started, it's that, or before they get started, it's really that fear of, is this going to fit with my lifestyle? How am I going to have enough time to do this with my kids, with job, with everything I got going on, right? So whoever wants to start, tell me a little bit about what your thoughts about trading were before this. And, since you got started, how has that shifted?
I'll go first. So my thoughts were non-existent because I didn't know anything about trading. And then when it was introduced to me, I was still like, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. So I drug my feet. But now that I'm actually doing it, it's so easy. Like we were just talking about, I actually just started my high frequency account and I was on there and I was actually live trading with Matt. So from whether it's whatever Charles is teaching us, whatever the mentors are teaching us, like you pick it up like that to where literally children are learning it. Even people like me that have only been doing it since April.
I guess I'll go next as well. Kind of like Jasmina, I thought I didn't really know much about the foreign exchange market. All I knew about was like stocks. That was probably the only thing as far as investing goes that I knew anything about. And they're definitely very different. They're not similar at all. But as far as it fitting into my life right now, as long as you're pretty much plugged in, I would say an hour a day. You can definitely plug in more because, like I was telling Jasmina earlier, I think it was yesterday, I remember at some point last summer, I spent 6 hours binging Game of Thrones. And I could have done a lot in that time. So if you decide that you're going to make something a priority, it doesn't really matter. You can find the time to do it. And this is a skill set, you know, that I've been able to pick up in a very short amount of time. I haven't had to binge it for 6 hours. I didn't really gain anything out of binging Game of Thrones for 6 hours, but if I decided to binge this for 6 hours, it would make me a lot more money than that ever did. So it's just all about priorities at this point.
Hey,
I definitely agree.
hey, Terry, let me hop in real quick before you go.
Uh-huh.
Game of Thrones, right? When I first found out about Game of Thrones, I think we were on, how many seasons is it total? Is it what, like,
8, I think.
8, yeah,
I
about
found
8.
out about it going into season 6. It was
Me
about
too.
2.5 to 3 months before, right? I finished seasons 1 all the way through 5 in like every day I came home, first, like, I'm putting stuff down. Game of Thrones was on the TV. Like, I don't care what I was doing. If I missed something, all right, gotta go back, rewind. But it's
Yup.
all day long. Literally, like a day before the new season started, I finished the last episode. I watched it 2 times just to be caught up for the new season. And
Wow.
from then on, I was caught up to everything.
Yeah.
So when you say you want to do something, like once you're hooked on it, because I didn't want to watch it until somebody finally said, like, just watch. It's really good. Just watch it. I'm like,
I waited till it was over.
right.
But
Right.
But all right. Go ahead, Terry.
Yeah, but definitely I feel you on that one. So before I even got hooked up with you guys, it was like, oh, that's too hard. Oh, I don't have time for that. Like that was my mentality. But as soon as I saw the play, I was like, what? It's just a few, if you, like Nora said, if you take like an hour or so a day, it is what it is. You're gonna put in what you want to get out. So if you really want it, you definitely just have to just zone in and get it. So my mentality switched from, okay, I got time for this. you know
Hey, most definitely. And Aaron, I know you. I think you're the most recent person that got started with us, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's between you and Nora. But tell us what you were just saying right before we got on this. So no income claims or anything like that, but you just started in one of the new markets literally today. And like, what's been and how did that translate over?
Man, I watched one of B's binary trading videos. Mind you, I was at work and I just had it in my AirPod, so I'm just listening. And every second I could, I like glance at my phone to like if I knew there was a picture that needed to be shown. And so I was all right. When I go home tonight, I'm gonna watch the training she told me about. So I went home that night and I watched Matthew's training. It was an hour and a half, and immediately I just started setting up as I went, like just setting it up. Like, okay, this looks way too easy. I already been like learning the charts and everything from the Skittles training, so I was like, I'll just try to apply both. And yeah, so at work today, I didn't expect for my account to get verified so quickly. I just wanted to check though, because my money went in, but my account still needed to be verified before I traded. And so when I went and I saw I could trade, I think I had like 10 minutes left on my lunch break. And I pulled up the little charts and everything. I was like, I'm gonna just hop in and see what happens. But I was confident in the training that we get because it's very thorough. And we got a lot of tools that just help us. So I jumped in first trade. I made $7, and that was
Right.
just a little and that was the 60 seconds, and I was just happy. I was elated. And then as soon as I got off work, before I left, while they were locking up, I took another trade and I won $14. And then as we were on this call, as a matter of fact, as we've been on this call, I made another $25. Well, it was 40 because I took 2 trades.
Oh, way.
And at the same time, and so it's like, man.
Get it. Get it.
Wow, Aaron, I'm so happy for you.
Yeah, me too.
Dang.
Like just so like what $50, $60 total, something like that. I don't know about math, guys. You don't need to know math to do this.
You don't.
Right.
You don't, guys. You don't. You just need to know money. You don't need to know math. You need to know money and a cell phone. That's
Wait,
it.
what I love most
Too
is
easy.
that amount of money with the click of my finger. And
There you go.
There was no labor. I had to stand on my feet. I had to lift up and heavy. I had to drive, just click of a finger. So
I love it. And one thing I like about that, right? What you just said, while you were doing the rest of your day, right? It wasn't something that was taking away from what you already had going on. It wasn't taking away from our conversation that we were having, that you clicked that button on your phone. It wasn't taken away from you doing whatever you had to do earlier to make that money in 60 seconds, right? So that's what I want people to understand is it doesn't matter what's happening in your life. I have people that work 12-hour shifts, where, we have doctors. Shout out to Dr. Nora Ababukan, right? Like, actually, talk about that. Nora, I heard this on one of your calls that you did. I want to say it was a couple weeks ago. And it struck me. It was like, you said this was easier than completing your doctorate.
Yeah, hello.
And how long did it actually take you to complete that program?
So going into Hampton University, right? I'm an immigrant. I came here from Cameroon. So I already knew, like, going into college, what I was going for. When you leave your country and you come to America, you're not coming here because your country's popping. You coming here because you're looking for something better. So I already went into Hampton University knowing why I was going to college. I was going to be a pharmacist. My plan was supposed to be 2 years of undergrad, 4 years of graduate school. I spent 7.5 years in college. So instead of 4 years in graduate school, it was 5.5. So it was hard for me. It was a cakewalk, not a cakewalk, but for other people, it could have been a lot easier, whatever. But for me, it was a tad bit more difficult. So I would say this is easier because it's been about 1.5 months and like I see profit and I'm continually learning and I'm going to continuously see profit, and it hasn't hit a year yet. It hasn't hit 3 months. It hasn't hit 6 months. Like, I'm good. So yeah.
Hey, I love what you just said there. For those that don't know, shout out to Hampton University, HBCU, owned by the sea. We love you, proud alum as well. But you talked about also your 6-figure debt.
It's right here, guys. It's like right up there. It's invisible, but I see it.
For those that don't know, Hampton
It's
University
private.
is an institution. At the time we were there, it was anywhere from $30,000 to about $35,000 a semester. That's not including any loans people took out for their day-to-day living. That's not including any of that extra stuff. And I think the students now are paying somewhere near $40,000. Anyway, that's per year. And it took you how long to finish?
7.5.
All right, so you guys do the and you weren't able to actually make money in your industry until what point?
Look, I graduated from school. It took me 1.5 years to pass my NAPLEX, which is the pharmacy board certification exam. So I graduated in 2015, passed my exam in 2017, didn't start working until 2017. So not only did I have loans, but like that interest rate was just like eating me alive. Okay, so it's a lot, guys. It's a lot.
Hey, and shout out to is Dr. Carlton Calhoun. I just saw he hit Chairman 10.
Yep.
That was earlier today
Ooh.
or yesterday.
Yeah.
Another doctor also secured a six-figure income outside of what he's already doing, right?
That's
He
good.
already is making that money in his regular 9 to 5, but now additionally to what he has going on, he's able to make that. For those that don't know what a chairman is, check out one of the presentations, but that means he has that coming in every single month, no matter what he has going on. If he wants to take a vacation, if he wants to do something, think about it. As a doctor, their services are required. So if they don't go to work, or if they don't take a patient, or if they don't do whatever, they're not getting paid. But now they have the ability, Nora, Dr. Calhoun, whoever in these, or whatever you do, to leave that job, to go on a vacation, to go do whatever they want and not have their income hindered. And that's really what this opportunity provides. A lot of people, it's about awareness when we think about Forex, right? But at this stage in our lives, in 2020, we're in June 24, 2020, there is awareness. Actually, it's what, 25th now, it's past midnight.
Yeah.
Didn't know where you're listening from, but there's awareness and there's already proof that it works. People are already making money, right? People know about the foreign exchange market. The company's solid, and just don't be that cool kid that's like, all right, I don't want to, I don't want, y'all already on the wave. I don't want to take part in that because I'm gonna look like the goofy person that got left out. No, it's room for everybody. Like, everybody can win with what we got going on here, right? And the thing is, each one of the people that you see here on the screen all paid the same money to get started. They all plugged into the same system. They all have different backgrounds, different things that they had to go through in their life before they got here, and different reasons why. But they said, I want an opportunity to change my life. And they got in, they started doing the work, and they're seeing results. And the thing is about, what is our mentor, Charles Dyson? Shout out to Charles Dyson, the Skittle strategy. Always,
Yeah.
right? He always talks about, investors invest, right? Investors invest. And actually, Jasmina, go ahead and talk a little bit about, I know you've been on some of those calls too, but when he says investors invest, what does that mean to you?
Well, because you're an investor for life. I mean, you have to look at this opportunity, not necessarily, because a lot of people will look at it and say, oh, well, I have to pay this amount to learn this, or why do I have to pay this? Like, what do you mean? So if you're not willing to invest to learn, you already don't have that mindset of investing into something that's valuable. So why would you want to even invest in the value of the exchange markets? So in order to be an investor, you're going to have to invest. You're going to continuously have to invest. That's just what they do. And it's a mindset. It's not necessarily counted as a loss. It's counted as, I'm gaining something because of what I'm putting into it. And honestly, where else can you go and really gain this knowledge? And private mentorship, live mentorship, family atmosphere, as you can see, for the nominal cost of what it takes in order to gain access to all of that. And then all the added bonuses, like, that's crazy. So, I mean, yeah. Investing is a mindset. It's not looking at the amount that you're spending. It's looking at what you're going to gain from what you're putting into it.
Facts. And shout out to the #1 faith-based investment group in the world, Retired at 365. For those that don't know, now you know. And I want you guys to look on this screen right now, right? It's something very obvious that you see, right? Like, it's no hiding what we look like. It's like, it's no hiding it, right? If we can win in this industry, anybody can win.
Yes.
That's a fact. Big fact.
Just got another $25.
Black Lives
Aaron, no way.
Listen.
Look, wait for me, okay?
Let's go.
Listen.
But Javon, you're so right. Like, where can you really go, or where do you really see people that look like you. Or even when it comes to generations or whatever the case is, like that's the amazing thing about it is we're just winning, and it's something that's not seen too often.
And there's no limit. That's the thing.
No limit. No limit. The limit's not even the sky. As they say, your goals are your floor, not your ceiling.
Hey, and I want to let you guys know something, and I'm sure some of you on here have experienced it. When you talk to somebody, right? When you go and you hear about this information, your next question is, well, okay, that makes sense. How do I get started? Or I need some more information, right? Typically what happens is we go and talk to other people who don't have the results, who have no background in this, who've never invested in their life, but they're going to tell you how to invest your money, right? You got to always make sure that you're sourcing, like what's the word I'm looking for? You're qualifying the people that you're getting information from, right? People over here,
Betting.
verified, right? Verified. Thousands of people retired from their job. The name of the investment group, Retired in 365, putting people in position to retire from their job in 365 days or less if they choose, right? And if you're a person that loves your job, you love what you do. I know Nora always talks about she's not gonna leave her job until she gets that contract. You know, she's going Hollywood. We already know. But if you don't want to leave your job, you don't have to. And that's the amazing thing. It just puts you in position, like we talked about earlier, to have freedom. Think of it like that magic wand that you wave and you can have whatever you want, right? That new car, the new house, the new clothes, your kids are taken care of, right? You don't have to worry about your parents going back to work. Who are the people that you see in the supermarkets, the people that you see when you're out? The crossing guards always with the kids, right? It's older people. And it's not because, like, you have some people I'm sure that do it because they want to, but typically it's because they need the money. They retired from whatever it is they did in life, and now they're in a position where they need that extra income in order to survive, right? You know, my dad retired last year, shout out to him, but he was thinking about when he first retired, he's like, I'm thinking about going back to work next year. I'm like, wait, why would you retire and then go back to work? It doesn't make sense. Right now, he's doing very well and everything like that. But my first instinct, like, you need to study this. You need to put yourself in position to, you know, not have to go back. And obviously, I'm definitely doing everything I can so they don't have to worry about it. But I feel like most people, and, you know, talk about, I know we got some people in the organization. We got like Cece. We got other people who are in the position where they have grandkids, they have kids, and they're still not. They're now at this position. What's what I'm looking for? They don't have to go back to work if they don't want to, because now they're in a position. If you've seen some of the testimonies of this team, I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, it's phenomenal, right? So I know we've been going on, we've been talking. What y'all want to talk about? Like we still here. We don't want to hold this for too long.
I want to say one thing.
Go ahead.
For anybody who may be thinking about joining or whatever, I've invested a lot of money into myself over the years, doing different things. And two things I like about this group is they help you get your mindset right with our morning motivations, book of the month. And it's something I was already in the process of doing when I came across you guys. That's why it was such a flow for me, because I was like already in that zone. But the second thing I noticed is with this group, you're not alone. Like whenever I've reached out, it's literally taken no time for somebody to respond, because everybody's in it together. It's not nobody trying to leave each other. One thing I noticed is that it's a real family. Like everybody's just supporting each other and being there in whatever way we can. You drop a question, there's more than likely always multiple answers because everybody wants to help. So I think that's just super dope. So I want to put that out there.
I love that. Terry, you got anything? What's your favorite part about the culture? we go. Terry?
Yes. So just the entire thing, just like he said, it's basically a mindset switch, you know, just being able to let people know that they are in control of what they can control. And there's a possibility for you to live that life that you always seen, that you envision, that it's actually real. There's people to the left of us and to the right of us living it on a daily basis. So it's actually up to you to just take that step, and don't let that negative mindset of money being too much. Oh, I can't afford that. Then how much are you worth? Then how much are you willing to put into yourself? Like, you know, when you reached out to me, Javon, it was on some, listen, it's a win-win situation. You either getting on or you getting off, and I'm gonna win regardless. So I'm like, I'm coming. Trust me, I'm coming. And I call you every day, like, don't leave me. I'm coming. I'm with you. So that's basically what it is. Like, this thing is gonna happen with or without you. And you know, it's just a bunch of people saying, come on, I got you, you know. And you don't find that, especially with everything that we just went through. Like, you don't find much of that, you know. So I would just say to anybody who catches this live, who sees this, who gets the blessing of this message, just get on board. Like, don't even hesitate. It's not even a question, you know. Take the step and then worry about everything else after, because you in good hands, you know. That's it. But I love that. That's what I love about it. We're like, you know, family. Like you said, we didn't meet in the physical, but I'm like, yo, bro, I'm gonna call you later. Like, we call each other like, you know, it's simple because we understand and we get it. And not a lot of people are gonna get it, and that's okay too. But once you get it, and that's it.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, so let me just tell y'all how much of a commitment everybody, I think everybody, you just feel like everybody is for you, and they really want you to win. So it first of all took me a long time to get started, to get on board, to begin with, but I would say COVID-19 literally decided for me that this was the path that God wanted me to be on. So once I somehow finally decided that, sure, everything Javon was telling me was, you know, the truth, I signed up, and I actually went through the refund policy. I was like, how can I get my money back? I just need to know right off the bat. So before I even went through all of the training, I was like, all right, I need to know what this is. So I actually went through and I was like, okay, 7 days bet. I put it in my calendar 5 days in.
Wow.
Like on the day that I set it up, I put it in my calendar 5 days in, that I was like, all right, I'm about to get my refund. And then that was before I had gone on the certified cash. Hey, that was before I had gone on the cash group and like watched the message that Charles had for us. So I hadn't done any of that yet, but I was like, all right, I'm gonna just do this, like whatever, I got time. So I put it in my calendar for 5 days in, and then I think it was like the second or third day, I finally went and I sat down and I was like, all right, let me just let's do this. And I promise you, Charles was just telling me what the journey was gonna be like. This was the first thing I had to do. I had to write my 5 whys, and then I thought about my whys and I wrote them down. And then I sent it to Javon, and then I was like, okay, great, I have my whys. And then Charles went through the different things that I was gonna be learning and what everything was gonna happen. And at the end, he pretty much said, I want you to give yourself 18 months. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll give myself 18 months. And I think, I know for a fact that the moment I decided, I listened to his words, I listened, and I realized that if I was giving myself 18 months, that meant that he was going to be here for me, and Javon was going to be here for me, and everyone in this group was going to be here for me for at least. So at least I have 18 months, and I have to commit to 18 months. So once I decided on that, I sent Javon a text message. I was like, hey, I have a confession. So I pretty much just explained everything I explained to you, and he was like, it's fine, it's whatever. So yeah, I honestly was gonna quit 5 days in, and before I got plugged into the community, and there's no looking back now. Like, minimum for me is 18 months, but I already know that in the month and a half that I've been here, I've learned so much. My mindset has shifted so much. The family that I have, I live in Houston right now, and I am so mad at the Rona because I literally wanted to see all of you physically and like just welcome my family, because that's how real it feels for me. So yes, it's great. It's been amazing, and I'm glad I didn't quit 5 days in. Yeah.
Hey, I love that. And you know what what I want people to see is that we don't start anything and come into it with the mentality of I'm going to do this for a week and quit, right? Like, you didn't start school and say have your first hard class and like, all right, I'm dropping out of school. Now you might have thoughts. I'm not, there's always hard days, right? And same thing like with me as an athlete, right? There's hard days at practice. There's hard times where you might be at a meet, you might not do the best or feel like you gave it your all. But at the end of the day, if you quit, you're quitting on yourself. You're not quitting on anybody else, right? You're quitting on yourself and your whys. And so we come in this thing with the mentality, like she said, giving yourself that 12 to 18 months, right? Why are we doing that? Because if you can give yourself that amount of time, I don't know about you, but the alternative is going to work for the next 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. And we already know with the way the economy's set up, with the way that everything's going, most people work in 9 to 11 different industries, not even different jobs, different industries in 2020, right? The people that are graduating college right now aren't probably even going to be in the same industry a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So for the people that are watching, oh, well, I'm going to get started when this, I'm going to get started when that. Like, that's the thinking that has to change, right? Like we talked about earlier about the investing side. We got to switch that mindset about investing, right? A lot of people talk about what they're going through right now, and that's called complaining when you're talking about it right now. But when you talk about it, when you get over it, that's the testimony. We don't do complaining over here. Charles said, all we do is win-win scenarios. I'm either going to win or I'm going to win. Point blank, period. It might not be today, but guess what? I'm going to win, right? You only need one trade to change your life. You only need to get it one time. This isn't like work. Work, you can get one promotion. Guess what happens? Somebody can still fire you. Somebody can still put you in a position where your entire life that you worked for is now at jeopardy because you're going off of how they think and feel, right? And I always said, even as an athlete, I never wanted to put myself in a position where another man, another woman could tell me what I was worth and when or where I can't go, right? So again, don't want to take too much time for you guys. No, Jasmina has something. Now I'll go ahead and close it. Last thoughts for everybody.
Okay, I just wanted to say that, I mean, everybody up here and everybody a part of the team, there's a why as to why we decided to do this. So it's not just something like, oh, well, this seems fun. There is something greater than us, whether it's family depending on us, whether it's legacy, generational wealth, current situations, past situations we're trying to deal with. There is something that is driving us to want to do this. And the reason why we chose this is because there's no cap. There's no cap. There's no limit on what you could become when you become an investor, because it's not as small as I'm just going to invest and trade in the markets. Like, that's where you start to learn and teach yourself and gain that mindset, and you're around like-minded people. But there's so many other ways to invest as well. But it starts by just saying yes. And then your whys start to become realities, like they actually start to manifest. I mean, and as you can see, there are people from like all walks of life, single mothers, stay-at-home mommies, single fathers, married couples building businesses together on this platform. How amazing is that, to be able to build a business together as a family? We have students, we have people that just graduated high school, people that graduated college, entrepreneurs, doctors, multiple business owners. So the fact that this is something that molds so many different people from different walks of life, that means that it's the right place for someone to fit in everywhere. It's like a giant puzzle. There's a place for everyone, but we all have the same end goal, although our reasons may be different, and that is to prosper and do it at a rate that's greater than a job putting a cap on what we're worth. So I just wanted to express that, because the whys are so important. A lot of people want to focus on the money, but it's so much greater than just that. You're muted.
No, Javon.
Hello.
Javon is,
Yeah, go ahead, Terry, because he's muted.
You're muted.
well, while
I think
Javon's
that
still
was
muted,
basically it, right? It pretty
that
much
was
is very
basically
close.
No, I was,
Oh, there you go.
I was letting y'all go. I was just like, is anybody,
Letting it go.
did anybody have anything else that they wanted to, any
No,
last?
that was pretty much it. I just think that is it. Pretty much the pricelessness of
All right, cool.
the messages.
Most definitely. So I wanted to leave y'all with this, but that's what I was waiting for. I wanted y'all to. Anyway.
We was waiting for it.
No difficulties. My bad. So if y'all are going through something right now, just know whatever's happening in your life, kids, family, whatever it is, it's still your time, right? Because at the end of the day, whether it's today, whether it's tomorrow, whether it's 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you're still going to be going through something. No matter what it is, there's always something that's a part of life, right? You're going to be tested over and over and over again, but you have to be willing to work through whatever it is that's going on, right? Because at the end of the day, there's something always going to be happening. But if you're willing to work, if you have influence, if you want to have influence, just know we got you. We're gonna give you everything you need in, like, shout out to Jaleesa Yancey. We're gonna give you everything you need in your tool belt. We're gonna assess the toolbox. We're gonna see what you already have, and we're gonna build you up to have all the things that you need to go to work and have all the success it is that you want in life, right? Now, this is not a babysitting service. Shout out to Charles Dyson. Ain't no Google Gaga.
Google Gaga.
But it's not a babysitting service. Just know that we do have the formula, and it's already worked for so many people all around the world. But at the same time, this stuff wasn't given. Everybody on here has worked and is still working for the success that they're having, right? And they're going to continue to work to see those type of results. So that same thing can happen for you out there listening. Just know it's your time right now. We have mentorship available from the people that already have the results. And that's the key. It's not from somebody that's talking this cap that hasn't done it before. It's from some of the top traders, some of the top builders, right? We're not afraid to say that we're building a business, right? Do you have to build a business? No. But if you're talking about you need money, right? If you don't have the results that you want, you have to listen to somebody that has the thing that you want and is going to help you get to where you want to be, okay? So we don't mentor everybody, but as you see, we have an entire team. So I might not be the right mentor for you, right? I take this thing super serious. These are some of the amazing people in my family and my organization that I have the pleasure to work side by side with, to have just even a little bit of influence over, and I'm learning from them each and every single day, right? So I ask you, what is your why? What is your reason for wanting to get started. If you need more information, definitely reach out to us, right? And actually, just go down the line really quick. Let everybody know where they can find you on social media on all handles. Go, Jasmina.
So Jasmina, you can find me at signed dot Jasmina with the A at the end on Instagram. And you could also find me on YouTube at Sign Jasmina, and then also on Facebook, Jasmina Denise. Don't let time slip away, because time waits for no one.
Nora.
Hello again. On Instagram, my name is Dr. Nora Kong, Nora Kong, like King Kong, Dr. Nora Kong. On Facebook, it's just Nora Suunjui. On YouTube, it's also Nora Suunjui. That's me.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay, Terry Renee, TerriRenee. On Instagram, it's _Terry_Renee_.
Thanks. Aaron, you're muted.
All right, on Facebook, it's going to be just Aaron Kelly, Kelley, Kelley. And on Instagram, it's at Kelly Rico. That's me. And remember, don't procrastinate. Because you procrastinate, you're never going to get there. Be like Nike, just do it.
Just do it.
That's Mr. Pipette right there. That's his new name.
Hey, y'all can find me at Javon Jamal on Twitter, Instagram. Honestly, I want to say it's YouTube as well. It's youtube.com/Javon Jamal. Probably Facebook too, but you can type my full name, Javon, Jevon, last name Hutchison. Also, just click the link on my YouTube page. Y'all will see it there. If you're watching this on Facebook, click my name. You can find me there. Last couple things. Yeah, like, look, if life is already that bad, guys, and you're not working to change it, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
Period.
For real.
We're here.
For real.
We're happy to help you. Find somebody that you resonate with, that you connect with. We're happy to help get you to where you want to be. And we'll see you guys on the other side, all right?
All righty then.
Yeah.